In the previous lesson, we created our navigation bar. So now we want to create some sections. And I want to have one particular one for a header, and I'm also going to give it a class of section. So now section is not a Bootstrap class. I'm just going to be utilizing this within my project, and that's where I'm going to add in a style tag here. And then within the style tag, I'm going to add some values here for section. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want the sections to be a minimum height of 1,000 pixels. So I want it to be really large sections. I want the overflow to be hidden. And we can also position relative as well. And let's add some padding as well at this point. So let's do 80 pixels. And this is just regular CSS. This is not Bootstrap. It's just regular CSS. And this is going to give me the ability to do some more with these different sections that I'm going to be adding in. And the sizes here are optional. There's other ways to do this as well. And this is basically just creating some spacing because I want to have a big focus on the images. And this is what creates that parallax effect. And you do need to have that spacing for the images. And that's why that's being added in there and being set. So the other thing with section, let's color those sections. So this is just regular CSS, and I'm just doing nth child, and I'm going to do even ones. And the even ones are going to get a background color so that as I add in multiple section classes, the alternating ones are going to have a different background color, which will be slightly darker than the regular white default. So I think we're ready to go with the sections. And within the head section, let's create a div. And this div, I'm going to give it a class of container. So this is an area of my web page where I want to have a basic introduction to the web page. So I'm going to use class so this is Bootstrap, container is Bootstrap, Jumbotron is Bootstrap. And what Jumbotron does is it gives us a really nice way to present our content, to really make it stand out. So that's why I'm keeping it here within the header. And also H1. So this is where I'm going to use my H1 for the page. And I'm going to just call it Bootstrap 3 products. So maybe I have a website selling some Bootstrap or Bootstrap 4 products, I should say. So this is where I want to focus or create my heading, my H1 heading. So let's go ahead and do that. Next, I want to add in some dummy text here, so dummy paragraph with just a little bit of content in it. So there's a number of ways to do this. Let's go out onto the internet here. So I want to generate some text. The one that I'm going to use, blindtextgenerator.com, and there's just a ton of these out there. So you can go ahead and you can use Blind Text Generator. And the reason I actually like using Blind Text Generator is because I can really easily see the paragraph tags. And some of them, even though they'll say it's there, they get a little bit hard to grab. So that's why usually I like to use this site. But of course, this is optional. And if you already have some text or context that you want to place in your website, you don't need to do this. This is just so that we have some dummy text within our project. So to make it look more real, essentially. So there we've got our dummy text. Let's add another paragraph. And this paragraph, so I'm going to create an href, and maybe we want to link it to about. So we're going to do that there. We're going to link it to about. And this will be, just say, learn more about us. So it's a call to action, and you could link it out to another page if you want. It could literally link anywhere. So it has to just make sense within the context of your website. And let's add it in as a class, and I'm going to do button primary. And there's a lot of options for different button colors, of course, with Bootstrap. So you can see those when you go to their website. And if you go to the components there and go to buttons, you can see all the wonderful, colorful buttons that you can add in. So the one that I used is this one, but of course you can use any one you want. They also, now with Bootstrap 4, they have those outline buttons. So they've got the reverse color buttons as well. So those are really neat as well. So again, depending on what your design calls for, you can use any one of those buttons you want. So let's go back out and let's try it out and let's see what our website looks like. So there we go. So that's our main heading area. We come into the website. There it is sitting there. And this is actually, so this is our main focus area. You come to the website, our call to action right away. It's always a great thing to do to place that near the top there. One thing that you might have noticed now that I've got some content, whenever I scroll, my navigation bar is not sticking to the top. So we need to take care of that. And just like pretty much anything with Bootstrap, it's just really easy. So if you want to make it sticky, you just do a sticky top and you add in that class. And what that does is, so notice that now before I refresh it, my navigation bar doesn't stay at the top. When I refresh it, it stays at the top. And this is actually a really important thing for a one-page website, or if you have a web page with just a ton of content that users are scrolling down, you need to give them the ability to kind of navigate or continue to navigate your website. So that's why it's always a good idea to keep that there at the top. So there we go. So we are ready, and what I want you to do now is to open up your editor and create your own header section. So this is a call to action, create some information about your website, and really get that user's attention right here at the top. In the next lesson, we're going to build out the home section. So that's coming up.